Hello everyone, welcome to Newzdaddy, and I am your friend Chetan Singh Chauhan, a freelance journalist and a film critic. It's truly a privilege to be here today, hosting a conversation that highlights innovation, health, and safety topics that resonates deeply with us. Today we are honored to have with us a renowned scientist, Dr. Ragesh Shah, a visionary and the chairman of CBRND Defense Research. Dr. Shah, thank you very much for being here with us today. Let's begin this insightful discussion about your pioneer work and vision for the better future.
Yeah, myself is Ragesh, a chairman and senior scientist, Online Telemedicine Research Institute and CBRND Defense Research. After introduction of bunker, we come to the unit which we call it as a CBRND home, CBRND office, CBRND event management, and CBRND flight. In the sense, the same CBRND you can utilize in an aircraft. This is what exactly we have come to the conclusion after the Ukraine-Russia war and also the war between the Israel and Gaza Patti and Lebanon. The problem with the present situation is that any disaster related to chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear, what happened that the people are given the signal to reach to the bunker for a specific time, say within 20 minutes or half an hour. But unfortunate part was that missiles and other the disaster equipment reach earlier than they can left the house. So what happened? On the way itself, they have got the killed or damaged or like that. So we have created a situation with your existing home or offices. You can create a small place or small room or bedroom or drawing room into a CBRND home. That will protect during the chemical disaster, biological disaster, radiological disaster, and nuclear disaster. A lot of people have a confusion that what is the difference between nuclear disaster and radiological disaster. The radiological disaster is the nuclear disaster only, but it is for a very small area where disaster has to happen. For the nuclear, they call it as a dirty bomb, tactical bombs, like that they have used the word. But those are the nuclear radiation emitting devices which is used by a lot of countries in last 30 years. So nuclear bomb, which people knows that it had happened in Japan only, but it is not the truth. But if you talk about the radiological, the small nuclear bomb, which has used in almost about 8 to 10 countries during the last 30 years for a different war. So we have come to the conclusion now after the experiencing the Ukraine-Russia war and the war between the Gaza Patti, Israel and Lebanon, Iran, that you require to have a very less time to reach to a destination inside your home itself where you can be protected, and you can stay for almost about 3 months to 6 months with the sufficient of food, sufficient protection from chemical, sufficient protection from biological disaster, and sufficient protection from radiological and nuclear disaster. So this is what exactly is the product which we wanted to introduce, and this is already installed in Ahmedabad, where I am speaking from. My own home has been converted into a CBRND home. It means that if you see the radiation and nuclear radiation in my home is at the lowest level. The AQI, air quality index, is also on a lower side, and the different chemicals parameters also on the lower side. So yeah, so now we are taking on a subject that how our system CBRND defense is useful during this particular war. People says if the nuclear war or biological or chemical war happens, there are going to be a casualty roughly between 200 to 300 crore people. Now, by adopting our technology through the global scenario, we are trying to push it into a different countries, almost about 200 odd countries, and we wanted to put protection devices like the CBRND defense research into the specific country to protect their own people at a time of disaster. And this is, we expect almost between 12 to 16% of the protection from the disaster that will protected by our system. This is what exactly we think about that. And coming back to the present situation, that any time the nuclear disaster or biological disaster or chemical disaster will going to happen. And this situation we wanted to introduce in India for a specific for our own country protection, as well as the round the globe wherever this particular product required on both the side. On a soft loan basis also we can install in a specific country, and we have a tie-up with different financial institutions to provide such funding to the country to protect their own citizens. So this is what exactly is our model to be offered to the people of the world. Second, where we have designed our own technology over here in India, so we are going to keep 20% of the equipment for our own people, and rest of the 80% we are going to provide to the rest of the world. And this equipment will be both on a sales model as well as service model, plus whatever necessary funding required for the global people or global institutions are ready to support the different countries.
Equipment installation at home and office, price range.
Yeah. Regarding the financial about this equipment and the soft loan possibility from a different financial institution, the cost is around 15,000 per square feet. So that is between 11,000 to 15,000 per square feet, depending on how many modules they wanted to get it installed. And for that, we are supposed to provide them the soft loan for 30 years up to maximum 30 years, where the interest rate would be around 1% or something like that per annum. So that sort of soft loan we are going to provide to the different client around the globe. Plus, we are having a model which is ready, that is can be utilized for aircraft, buses, or a special event programs or a gathering or something like that. So for that, for an installation for 1 day, 2 day, or a week time, we can provide the equipment on a rental basis so that specific event can be protected from the CBRND, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear disaster.
So, my next question is why we need this protection, and what will be the cost to the human body if this protection is not taken, and if such disasters happens.
As we know earlier, that wherever the chemical disaster, yeah, biological disaster, or nuclear disaster is there, lot of casualty has happened. Mortality ratio was very high. But nowadays, because of the technology at place, we are interested for first of all to inform the people right time that this particular disaster had happened. That is number one. Second, we have a controlling device where through which we can control a specific area from that disaster. So we have a module which we call it as a controlling, which was not earlier stage. And third things, after the disaster has completed, there is a process we call it as a rehabilitation, because in that particular area you have to get it in rehabilitate the human, you have to rehabilitate the animals, you have to rehabilitate the entire process of agricultures and livelihoods. So that is all which is happening now through our CBRND defense research product.
So these chemicals affect the mind of the people, psychology effect, or
Internal organ. See, any nuclear disaster or anything happen, yeah, biological. People have suffered during COVID. That is a biological disaster. If you think about the nuclear part, then the internal organs get damaged, and then it will be continue as a cancer device, cancer part of it. So patient will be converted into a cancer patient, or some of the people will get casualty within 24 hours. Rest of them getting 48 hours. Some of them with 1 week, some of them with 1 month, and some of for the 6 months. And then later on, they all converted into a cancer patients. So this type of disaster we try to avoid, and we have a system which can take a part for the controlling and the rehabilitations.
See, how many systems you have sold so far?
That is non-disclosure is there, so government and lot of international countries
Sure.
are there. But this
Approximate
technology which we are designing since last 30 years, so the biological modules used by almost about 30 odd countries. The chemical module is also being used. In Ahmedabad itself is the nuclear radiation monitoring system is at place in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar. Then lot of other countries are using our different modules, and some of the countries are using all 4 modules combined together, and some of the countries are using a different modules based on their requirements.
Whether NDMA has against your bunker, NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority.
Uh, During our bunker part of it, if I say, there's a 2-way people have used. Some of the people have used as it is bunker, and some of the people used with the CBRND system. So it depends the case-to-case basis that the depending on the particular locations also, where they wanted to use simple bunker without having a facility of CBRND, and some of the places with the facility of CBRND.
Whether you have sold to defense establishments also.
Yes. Most of the country or where you can see this has been used by defense people or government military people, plus corporates and normal people also.
In science, collaborations is a major part of science, right? So, can you tell us about your major collaboration and what was that?
Let me tell you, we are providing the technology. So we are leading on the technology. CBRND technology, where India is leading, rather our institute is leading. And we have been tied up with the different corporates over here. FaxNet is there, is where we have tied up with them to provide this particular equipment for the NATO's and the Russia and Belarus and Poland. So a lot of countries are interested for their own country to be protected through the CBRND.
And what challenges did you face while research as well as producing this kind of protective devices or equipments?
See, the 35 years of research, you can understand on the day one, people won't understand why I wanted to do the research for CBRND, because people at that time, nothing like a CBRND was present, and nobody has an understanding of this. But yes, after coming out with the biological module, which we have used during 2000, almost about 22 years back, the first biological module which we have designed, that has been used practically into the different countries like Malaysia, Singapore, China, France. So these are the countries where we have been associated with the different agencies of specific country, and then we have used this module to protect the people.
What is your long-term vision for CBRND defense research in its contribution and safety for human beings?
Our interest is that we are going to have an MOU with the different government around the globe, and we wanted to put this system at place in a different country, because threat of CBRND around the globe is every country is in a pressure of chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear disaster. So we are on the side of protecting the people. So we think that each and every country need this particular system. So that's the reason why I said we have made enough of collaboration with the financial institution, so that not a single country can be avoided if they want to install such a system. So that can be possible through whether with their own money, or whether it's going to get it through the soft loan money, or that is they can get it through the service model.
And what actually inspired you to become a scientist and use these scientific equipments for CBRND or protecting your own home?
See, what happened was, when I was designing the CBRND, we come to know that we require to have a platform on which we can run the CBRND. So that's the first step, was the telemedicine. So telemedicine was the first product that is to be at the place on which we can run the CBRND system. And what happened was that whenever we are talking to the people about CBRND, people wanted to see the live locations, and people understand that the first client always have wanted to see. So what we have created, my own home has to be I have converted into a CBRND home, so that people can see that how the CBRND home would be, how it is protected. They come with the equipments to measure a different parameters in my home, and they measure the parameters, and they come to the conclusion that yes, this is a real CBRND home functioning, and then they are going for a specific order for their bedroom or drawing room or combined or entire home. So then after they get it converted, their existing home into a CBRND home or CBRND offices.
Question is, where do you see and predict Indian science and science?
As I understand, as our Prime Minister is leading in the globally right now, so based on that, every scientist in our country has an opportunity, or I say every businessman has an opportunity to make their business as a global, or scientists, their product has to be as a global. So my sincere request to the all scientists and businessmen, that be a precise and specific. The globally you are always be needed, and wherever you see your market is available with all these 200 odd countries, and they are ready to accept your products.
What is the supply and installation period once you get the order?
We have right now is the 90 days time to make it operational, the system, But right now we have an order got it completed by 25. So we are booking the order from 26. So we have a full 1 year backlog for this installation. So right now, if any order comes, then the installation will be on 2026.
What kind of help and support you expect and you have got from the government, state government as well as the central government?
This is a self-financed research institute, so we have never taken a single penny from the government, and there is no support from the government. It is an independent research institute where the different scientists and all are working, and whichever product comes out, then we are commercially put it into the public.
So, do you seek any help from the government to support and get more customers or collaborations in government institutes or the government offices, premises, or something like that? Because politicians need more protection than the common layman.
No, I told you we have kept 20% of our production capacity for our own country. So that is the reason why, and as many department or as many what you call the corporates or businessmen, politicians, IPS officers, IS officers can be protected by CBRND. And even otherwise, I'll say, if you have installed the CBRND system, your air quality index will get it reduced down to 10. And you can understand the rest of the world are, even in our country, everywhere is about 300 air quality index. So if you come to my home, it could be between 10 to 15 or 20.
So, as you said, the air quality is getting deteriorated, especially in Ahmedabad, Delhi, and metro cities
Anywhere
like
in
that,
India.
anywhere in India. So, what kind of research are you going to plan in the next future to overall reduce the air quality and get better health for the layman people?
No, our CBRND system is such a system. By filtering out the CBRND, it's automatically filtering out the different dirts or anything into the air, and that's the reason why the air quality index automatically get it reduced down to 20 at my home because of the CBRND filtration, which is one of the parameters I'm talking about, but also the parameters of the alpha, beta, gamma also get it reduced down through the system. So that is a more technical, but to understand easily that even by reducing down the alpha, beta, gamma as well as the air quality index up to 20, that will help to improve your health, particularly for the cancer patient, heart patients, and kidney patients. They will feel better, or patients in specific. They feel literally good by coming to my home. A lot of patients have just visited my home to see that in a lower condition what exactly is happening.
So, is there any large or moderate or medium-sized hospitals particularly have approached to you so they can design and create more ICU systems where you can install the CBRND equipment? So they give more service to the patient who are suffering from lung diseases.
We have not yet tried about the marketing of this particular product, so I'm not sure, and even not in a single hospital I have tried to contact us. But we feel that the chain of hotels, which we are planning, that at least in a hotels, 3 to 5 rooms would be exactly converted into a CBRND home, and people can stay at the VVIPs and other outside the country people can come over and they can be protected by CBRND by staying into the CBRND rooms into the hotels. So that is our goal is there. We have approached 1 or 2 hotel chains also, and they have given us the confirmation that they are going to put it into their hospital chains. Hotel chains, rather, sorry.
Dr. Ragesh has a very illustrious career throughout the journey of 35 years. Now, what advice or instructions or something inspirational more quotes you would like to give to the aspiring scientists of India?
Not specific, but still I have few words to the society that you must trust our own people. That's a very lacking on our part over here in India. We have visited almost about 40, 50 odd countries, and they respect us like anything. But when you come back to India, the you won't find that sort of willingness what we get outside the country, which is available over here.
Any motivational words for the aspiring scientists?
I say in India you find lot of difficulties, but still I'll have a word that here is an opportunity there you can have an implementation of the project is possible, because a lot of countries are there, they have a different products available with them, but it's a laboratory tested, not the field tested. But if you want to do real research and if you want to do the real field testing, that is possible in our own country. This is a very good point over here in India.
So, do you have any competitor in India for this product?
We do not have any competitor in the world as on today.
As a
Now, what is the market size of this CBNT product?
I say, see, the product is CBRND never be as a marketing product, but now we are getting it into conversion, because till today it was under the research part. So we will just go on improving. Then we come to the one halt that this is the right time that people start using, and subsequently we will just go on adding different new research and all. So that is what exactly we have done. So right now this product has two different modules, three rather I say. One is the monitoring and display, second is the monitoring, display and controlling, and third monitoring, display, controlling and rehabilitation. So these three types of models which you have available for the different people.
Have you got patents for this products?
Some of that which we have already done, and some of under the patenting process. So everything is going on.
all the best for the success of this product. And
I've given you a
so,
lot
dear
of
friends, this was
understanding
scientist Dr. Ragesh
of the
Shah
product in and
speaking
outs.
about his latest invention, CBRND. That is a system which protects us from chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. What are your viewpoints on CBRND system? Please comment in the comment box, which will help Dr. Ragesh and his team to improve his product. If you have liked this video, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel.